Once upon a time, in a village nestled beside a whispering forest, lived two inseparable friends named Noah and Peter. Noah, with his head full of fantastical stories and a knack for getting into trouble, and Peter, the grounded, pragmatic one, always ready to lend a hand. Their days were filled with laughter and exploration, but a looming boredom had begun to settle upon them. One sweltering afternoon, while rummaging through the dusty attic of Peter's grandmother's house, Noah stumbled upon a small, ornate wooden chest tucked away in a dark corner. He wrestled it out, covered in cobwebs and age, and presented it to Peter with a triumphant grin. "Look what I found! Treasure, maybe?" Noah exclaimed, his eyes gleaming with anticipation. Peter, ever the cautious one, examined the chest skeptically. "Looks more like trouble, Noah. Let's just leave it be." But Noah wouldn't be deterred. After much effort, they managed to pry the chest open. Inside, nestled on a bed of faded velvet, lay a single shimmering key. It wasn't made of gold or silver, but of some unknown metal that pulsed with a soft internal light. Runes they couldn't decipher were carved into its handle. "Whoa," Peter breathed, momentarily forgetting his skepticism. "What do you think it opens?" That night, fueled by curiosity and a shared sense of adventure, they decided to test the key. They tried every lock in Peter's house, every drawer, every gate in the village, but nothing seemed to fit. Discouraged, they walked towards the whispering forest, hoping to find some peace beneath the ancient trees. As they reached a gnarled oak, older than the village itself, Noah, in a moment of sudden inspiration, reached out and inserted the key into a knot in the tree's trunk. A blinding flash of light erupted, followed by a dizzying sensation. When they could see again, the familiar forest had vanished. They stood in a world bathed in perpetual twilight, where giant, luminous mushrooms grew like trees, and the air hummed with an unseen energy. The ground beneath their feet felt spongy and alive. "Where are we?" Peter stammered, his eyes wide with a mixture of fear and wonder. "Another dimension, I think," Noah exclaimed, his face alight with excitement. The key, it unlocked another world. Their adventure had begun. They explored the Twilight Realm, encountering bizarre and wonderful creatures. They befriended a family of mushroom-dwelling sprites who spoke in riddles and aided them with their knowledge of the strange land. They narrowly escaped a pack of glowing, four-legged predators with eyes that burned like embers. They learned that this world, which the sprites called Lumina, was connected to others through similar keyholes. As they began to think of them, overjoyed with the possibilities, Noah was eager to explore every dimension they could find. But Peter, ever cautious, worried about the dangers and the responsibility that came with this power. In their travels, they encountered a withered, ancient being known only as the Guardian of the Crossroads. He warned them of a growing darkness, threatening to consume the dimensions, a force that sought to control the key and merge the worlds into a chaotic mess. "The key is a gift and a burden," the Guardian croaked. "You must learn to use it wisely, lest you unleash untold destruction." The revelation changed everything. No longer just adventurers, they were now entrusted with the fate of many worlds. They traveled to other dimensions, a world of floating islands connected by shimmering bridges, a city built entirely of books, a desert where time flowed backwards, each one holding clues to the nature of the darkness and how to stop it. Along the way, their friendship was tested. Noah's recklessness often clashed with Peter's prudence. They argued, they doubted each other, but ultimately, their deep bond and shared responsibility kept them together. They discovered that the darkness originated from a forgotten dimension, a place of despair and decay ruled by a being known as the Shadow Weaver. To defeat him, they needed to gather fragments of a lost artifact, scattered across several dimensions: the Sunstone, the River Mirror, and the Song of Stars. Their quest led them to a heart-stopping climax in the Shadow Realm. They faced the Shadow Weaver and his monstrous minions. Peter used his logical mind to decipher the weaknesses of the Shadow Weaver's defenses, while Noah's intuition and bravery allowed him to strike the final blow, empowered by the combined energies of the fragments they had collected. With the Shadow Weaver vanquished, balance was restored to the dimensions. Exhausted but victorious, Noah and Peter returned to their own world, forever changed by their experiences. They decided to hide the key once more, entrusting it to Peter's grandmother, who, it turned out, had known about its power all along. They vowed to protect the connection between the worlds, forever bound by their shared adventure and the responsibility that came with it. And so, Noah and Peter, the unlikely heroes, returned to their ordinary lives, forever knowing that just beyond the veil of their world lay infinite possibilities and the weight of a secret only they could bear. A secret born from a dusty chest, a shimmering key, and a friendship that transcended dimensions. Unlock life's purpose, dare to explore.